I'm here.
Alright, so when you see the syllabus of class 11th, it's like a really long, elaborate syllabus. Okay, there are multiple chapters in biology, and each of those chapters are, in my opinion, lengthy, but they are very interesting. Like it's like there's not going to be any point of time wherein you'll feel that they are boring. Trust me, they're very interesting. They are lengthy, so we'll be doing it one by one. Apart from that, there is a lot of learning to do in 11th. Okay, there's like a lot of, you can say, mugging up to do, like because class 11's biology is full of facts. So more than, like if we compare the weightage of understanding and learning, there is more learning and a little less understanding. Because everything here is all the factual information, be it about animals, plants, and everything. So we'll do one by one. So today, I'll be starting with the chapter which is called as Animal Kingdom. Okay. Now see, what happens is that initially, when people started to learn more about the possibilities of having different kinds of organisms present on the face of Earth. Okay, just 1 second, dear. All right, so yeah, so initially people started to do this process which was called as classification. Okay, so they like whoever saw it, they saw that okay, there are certain group of people or certain group of organisms that look the same. Then there are certain groups that look the same. So what people at that point of time thought that okay, let us divide the organisms depending upon their similarities. Let us put them into groups. So putting the organisms into their own separate group was termed as classification. Okay. So basically you can call it as grouping of organisms. Yeah. Basically you group the organisms. Now there was this person whose name was R.H. Whittaker. Now R.H. Whittaker, he gave the 5 kingdom classification. He said that all in all, like after dividing organisms into group, he said that all in all, there are 5 kingdoms that are present. Monera, the first kingdom is kingdom Monera. Then there is kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. These are all the kingdoms that are there. And majorly, every single living organism has been put into any one of these groups. Okay. So you from class 10th, you might remember the difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes.
Yeah.
Tell me the difference between them quickly.
Eukaryotes are single unicellular organisms,
Yeah. Other than that.
and the prokaryotes are multicellular organisms, and then the eukaryotes don't have a definite nucleus, and then
Correct.
the prokaryotes have a definite nucleus.
Prokaryotes do not have a definite
Oh,
nucleus.
sorry.
Eukaryotes do. Okay. So when we talk about the 5 kingdom classification, so Monera is the kingdom that is completely present for all the prokaryotic organisms. Every single prokaryote that we know, like bacteria, right? Every single kind of bacteria, they are present under the prokaryote kingdom, which is kingdom Monera. Then those unicellular eukaryotes, meaning those organisms that have become eukaryotic, but they are still unicellular. They haven't developed more and more cells. So they would be called as the unicellular eukaryotes, and they come under the kingdom Protista, the second kingdom. Then all the multicellular eukaryotic organisms, they come under the kingdom fungi, and all the plants, Without any exception, all the plants, they come under the kingdom Plantae, and lastly, all the animals, they come under the kingdom Animalia. So right now, we're going to be studying this particular kingdom, Animalia. Now, when we do classification, these are all the groups that we divide the organisms into. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. You might have heard people saying that the species are same or they belong to one kind of species. You've heard the word species before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when we talk about the species is that level of classification in which the organisms are the closest to each other. For example, you and I, we both are humans. Our species are same, so we are very closely related. But if you compare us humans with cats and dogs, still coming under animal kingdom, we are far related, right? Not very closely related. So that is how it goes. So kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. All of these are groups. Okay, groups that we like starting from the highest level, which is kingdom, coming at the lowest level, which is the species level. Okay, and remember, this is the hierarchy. Like this is the sequence in which the groups will be present. First, there will be kingdom, then phylum, and phylum is also called as division in the case of plants. So, kingdom, phylum, then comes class, order, family, genus, and then species. This is like a said hierarchy, and this is how it will exist. And talking about if you ever have a difficulty in remembering this, so you can use this mnemonic that is right in front of you. Keep pots clean or family gets sick. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Clear? If you write species above genus, it will be wrong. If you write family after genus, that will be wrong. So that is why this hierarchy is very, very important to remember. Clear?
Yeah.
Any doubts up until now?
No. So, ma'am, what's exactly phylum? Phylum.
Phylum what?
Like what exactly it is?
See, for example, see, a group of, I'll tell you how. A group of closely related species are called as, like, a group of closely related organisms. We call them as a species. Then a group of closely related species is called as the genus. Then a group of closely related genus is families. Closely related families are order. Closely related orders are class, and same way, closely related classes are the phylum. And then closely related phylums belong to one kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's like a group. So for example, we are going to talk about the kingdom Animalia. Now, the kingdom Animalia, under this comes many phylum that defines about the type of organism will be present in it. Okay, now to divide anything into groups, you need some basis. For example, if there are like 30 people, I'll ask you to divide these 30 people. So you would have some criteria for their division. You'll be like, okay, so I'll put all the girls at one side, boys at one side. One division, this is right. Then you'll be like, okay, amongst that also, I'll put the highest scoring girls in the front, the lower scoring ones at the back. Okay, barring any partiality. And then same for the boys you can do, right? Apart from that, there are so many bases, right? You can say the ones with black hair color will be in this line, the ones with golden hair color will be on that line. So just like that, we have, whenever we try to demarcate anything, whenever we try to distinguish anything, we have a certain basis of our division. Same way, here we have the basis of our classification. The first one is arrangement of cells. Do you remember a group of cell is called as? A group of cells is known as?
Organs.
No, tissue. A
Oh,
group of
sorry.
cell is called as tissue, and then a group of tissues are known as organs. And then a group of organs, they are known as organ system. So there are some organisms that just have a cell in their body, and that's it. No organ system, nothing. So they are at the cellular level of organization. Then tissue, then like that. So all those come under the arrangement of cells, how the cells are arranged in them. Then comes body symmetry. Body symmetry means when, for example, if we talk about us humans and I ask you that, okay, Maha, what will you do or how will you divide if I ask you to divide our body into equal halves? How will you divide? What will be the
Like
division plane?
vertically?
Vertically. If you divide it like this, we'll have a left half and a right half, right? Same way. So that is one division. This is called as bilateral division. Then there are some people, or you can say, for example, I'll give you an organism that is shaped like this. Okay. Now, if I ask you to divide it into a certain way in which you will have two equal halves, what will be your division? It's the shape.
Well, you can't really divide it equally.
Yeah, you can't divide it equally, isn't it? There's no way that you can split it so as to divide it into equal halves. So that kind of a symmetry is called as asymmetry. No symmetry is there. Okay, so like that, there are many different kinds of symmetry on which the organisms are based. Then the body cavity, the nature of the body cavity also defines about the type of organism. And lastly, the way the digestive system is, circulatory, reproductive, excretory, all of these systems, the way they are present in the body, that also tells us a lot about the organism. So these are the basis of classification. Any doubts?
No.
Now, depending upon all of those criteria that we just saw, the animal kingdom has been divided into all of these phylums. Now, these are subgroups. Imagine animal kingdom as a big group. Then subgroup is phylum Porifera, phylum Coelenterata, or you can also call it as phylum Cnidaria. The C is silent. Then phylum Ctenophora. Again, C is silent. Then there is phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Aschelminthes, phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata, phylum Hemichordata, and lastly the phylum Chordata. As humans, we belong to phylum Chordata. Okay. So
Okay.
we are going to have to study each of these phylums, and in each of these phylums, we're going to see the role of every single organism. Clear? The examples,
Yeah.
the scientific name, the common name, everything you'll see. Now, the level of organization, this is the basic level. First, there are cells. The cells, when they group together, they form the tissue. The tissues, when they group together, they form the organ. And lastly, several organs, they group together to form the organ systems. So when we talk about the level of organization, so you should first make it as a thumb rule that every single member that is present in the kingdom Animalia, they all are multicellular. There is no animal that is unicellular. Okay, animal. I'm not talking about organism, animal. So all the members that belong to the kingdom Animalia, they will be multicellular. This is like a must, very, very important. Other than that, when we talk about the level of organization, now those organisms that just have cells present, that's it. Like several cells may be present without forming a group. They're just like normal cells are present. So that type of level of organization is what we call as cellular level of organization. The basic cell level. This one is found in the first phylum, that is phylum Porifera, which consists of the organism which we commonly call as sponges. So Porifera, they have cellular level of organization. It means that they do not have tissue, they do not have organ or organ system, they just have cells. That's it. Then when the cells, they come together, they form the tissue. So tissue level of organization is found in Coelenterata or Cnidaria and Ctenophora. In these two phylum, you will find tissue level. That okay, now the cells have grouped together, they have formed a tissue, and now the tissue have some division of labor. right? Like they are responsible for performing different kind of functions. Then from the platyhelminthes, like the platyhelminthes consist of all the flat worms. So they will have the organ level of organization. They have organs now. The tissues, they form the organs, but they do not have organ system.
Oh, is
Okay.
it called flatworms?
Flatworms, the common name of platyhelminthes is flatworms because the worms that are present in this phylum, they are flat, literally flat. Okay, they
There are
are,
worms in the organs.
huh?
There are worms in the organ.
They are worms.
Oh, okay.
The organisms that are worms, they are flat worms because they look flat and they have organ level of organization, that in their body, they just have organs present. They do not have a system. For example, in our body, we have a lung, like not one lung, a pair of lungs. And that one pair of lungs is connected with the bronchi, it's connected with the nose, right? That way we have a system, but they don't have the system. They will have some respiratory organ, but not connected to anything. So that is organ level. And then starting from Escalmenthes consists of all the roundworms. All the roundworms up until the chordates. They have organ system level of organization. Now they have system, digestive system, reproductive system. All the systems are clear. Did you
Yeah.
understand? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. So see, since it is the start, it might seem a little confusing. So if you have any doubts anywhere or you get confused anywhere, feel free to ask. Okay?
It's just the names complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, the names will be complicated because it's the first time you're ever hearing about them, right? You might have never heard about them before, but one or two classes you'll be used to them. But these are all the names. Like you should read it on your own. What is the first one? Phylum. Say.
Porifera.
Porifera, yes, phylum Porifera. Then the second one,
Then Coelenterata.
Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Okay, Cnidaria. Then
Okay.
third one,
Then Ctenophora.
Ctenophora, correct. Fourth one,
Was Platyhelminthes.
yes, Platyhelminthes. Then
Escal. Is that an
F
N or a U beside MI?
Min.
Ascalmenthes.
Yes. Then
Then Annelida.
Annelida. Then
Arthropoda.
Arthropoda, correct. Then
Mollusca.
Mollusca, very good. Then
Um, Echinodermata.
Echinodermata, correct. Then
Okay. Echinoderma. Hemichordata.
Hemichordata. And lastly,
Chordata.
Chordata. See, once you have written it down and then once you have read it for 5 times also, it will be very clear. This is what we'll be repeating throughout the chapter. These names will be repeated throughout. So it's just the first time you're hearing this, so it might sound a little weird. Actually, the names are weird, to be very honest. All right. Okay, now you can note it down. You can start with writing the heading, that is Animal Kingdom. And then you write this part, RH Whittaker.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
When you're writing, speak the word and write, okay, so that you will get familiar with the word.
Done. 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 Done.
Okay, any doubts?
No.
All right. So after this is done, so I hope you've understood everything what we have discussed up until now, right? Now
Yeah.
see. So now there is one more thing that I would like to discuss with you. Hmm. So can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically this one here is sort of like um, to know how much of 10th you remember, whether you would be needing a little bit of recalling of the 10th or something of that sort. So you don't have to write this. It's just answer it verbally. Okay. Even though I know you know all of it, but still it's a formality. So question number 1, what are life processes that occur in humans? First, tell me what are life processes.
Life process is the biological process that are needed for the survival of the organism, like respiration, breathing, uh, growth,
Okay, respiration, breathing, growth, then?
digestion, excretion.
Okay, very good. Explain the importance of small intestine.
Small intestine is the place where the complete digestion takes place,
Hmm.
and it's where the intestinal glands release their secretions into the small intestine for the digestion of the product in it.
Okay. Yes. Can you tell me the things that are digested in the small intestine?
Uh, no, fats,
Hmm. Fats.
fats, proteins, and um, sugar.
Means carbohydrates. Okay. What do you mean by fluid connective tissue?
Fluid connective tissue is basically lymph. It contains plasma, platelets, WBC, RBC. It connects the it. It is in the circulatory system of the human being. It helps in the transportation of nutrition, and then also helps in the transmission of messages and everything. And then the platelets present in the blood helps in the blood clotting when there's an injury, and it also helps in repairing the internal organs.
So fluid connects. What is the meaning of fluid?
Fluid, like liquid.
Yes, liquid. So the if I ask you to give just one example of a fluid connective tissue, what would it be?
Lime.
Lymph.
That's it.
What is the most
Plasma
abundant? Yeah, plasma, RBC, WBC. Where is it present?
in the blood.
Yeah, so blood is the fluid connective tissue.
Yeah.
Okay, lymph is also fluid tissue, but the main one is the blood. Okay. Now, what is the function of producers in our ecosystem?
Producers are the um, organisms in the ecosystem which have the highest amount of energy in them, and the producers basically consist of the green plants that trap the sunlight, and all the other um, organisms like herbivores, carnivores, and everything depend on it for their survival.
Okay. Yes. So, what would be the example of producer?
Plants.
What do you mean by a phenotype?
It's a trait that is observable, like the external um look.
Take your time, explain it nicely. It's a 3 marks question, so explain it accordingly.
Yes.
Yes.
Phenotype is observe characteristics that we can see, like the physical characteristic, like eye color, height, um, color, and
Meaning
everything.
the externally observable characters, right?
Yeah,
What is transpiration?
it's transpiration occurs when the water is being lost through the plant from the aerial parts of the plant, like the leaves, stem, and the roots. The plant is being lost first
Is it like
to
necessary for the plant or is it bad for the plant?
is necessary for the plant because the plant needs to cool down, and then if too much transpiration happen, then the plant may dry up and die. And also
Sounds
helps in
very.
the passage of minerals and everything.
Correct. So it creates a pressure in the roots, right? Root pressure,
Yeah,
right?
osmotic pressure.
Hmm. All right. So lastly, explain double circulation.
When the blood passes through the heart twice, then it is known as double circulation. um and the blood passes in the double circulation from two atrias and two ventricles.
Hmm. Double circulation consists of which of the two types of circulations?
Pulmonary circulation, no, ox- deoxygenated and oxygenated.
The two types of circulation that comes under double circulation. Pulmonary and systemic.
Oh yeah,
What? And tell me about them. Tell me about pulmonary and tell me about systemic. Don't be in a hurry. Calmly answer.
pulmonary circulation is when the um the deoxygenated blood enters the heart through the vena cava and enters to the right atria, and then from there it passes through the right ventricle, and then from the right ventricle the blood goes to the from by the pulmonary artery, it goes pulmonary vein, it goes to
See,
the
I did
lungs.
not ask you about the circulation. I asked you what is pulmonary circulation and what is systemic. Like, what is the difference in between them? Do you remember I told you that whenever the blood travels in between the heart and the lungs, then the heart and the rest of the
Okay,
body that way.
when the blood passes through the heart, it is known as pulmonary circulation, and when the oxygenated blood passes through the rest of the body, it is known as systematic circulation.
Systemic circulation. All right. Can you tell me all those organisms in which double circulation is present?
Mammals and birds.
And can you tell me in which organism does single circulation is present?
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
I'm saying, can you tell me the organisms in which single circulation is present?
Fish,
Okay, and what is the other kind of circulation that is left now?
um,
Mixed circulation.
Yeah, mixed circulation.
And which organism is that present?
Amphibians.
And
Um,
reptiles.
Reptiles,
All right.
except crocodile,
Very good. Why exception is the crocodile?
because it cannot tolerate the mixing of the blood.
Because
It cannot tolerate the mixing of the blood
why?
because it's a hot-blooded animal.
There is one reason, like all the reptiles, they have mixed circulation except for the crocodile. Why does the crocodile doesn't like does not have the mixed circulation?
And because it has four chambers.
Yes, because its heart is made up of four chambers, and all those organisms whose hearts are made up of four chambers, they follow double
They
circulation,
have
right?
double circulation.
Hmm. Okay, dear, thank you very much. So I hope there's no doubts from what I've taught today.
No, I just have to memorize those names. That's
Yeah. Okay. So in the next class, we'll be continuing and we'll see more basis of divisions, and then we'll be starting the phylums one by one.